Hello friends, we are doing our project of design of software systems on file tracking system, and our instructor is Professor Saurabh Tiwari, and we are of total of 5 members working on it. First, Fatima M. Kapadanjwala, and I am doing functional requirement and SRS part. Second, Kush Shah, he is doing activity and packet diagram part. Third, Gopal Contactor, he is doing coding, state diagram and OCL part. Fourth, Kaushal Ghosalia, he is doing sequence and class diagram and design pattern. And last but not least, Indu Agarwal, he is doing use case and use case description part. Our purpose of the project is that locating files is one of the greatest problems in organization nowadays. Time and energy is wasted archiving and searching misplaced files, and also deadlines are missed and also files are lost. Seeing these problems, we decided to make system for file tracking that will solve all of these problems in the best proper way. Our project is a web application that manages to track files from one department to another department and also helps to manage the flow of files effectively and efficiently. Our objective is to assist the organization in achieving their objective of an efficient, effective and user-friendly file tracking system. This will provide an environment where the user can track the whole life cycle of the movement of the file. Nowadays, almost in every organization, file transfer is doing using physical standard way. This causes an energy and time wasting, misplacing of files, sometimes even loss of them. In online file tracking system, we have tried to reduce some of the problems, and file can be tracked easily without wasting much time. We have implemented these projects on Java, JSP and Servlet. Our database we are using is MySQL. Now stakeholders and their interests. We have three stakeholders in our system. First is administrator module. Administrator can do anything, means he or she can access to whole system, and also he creates department and add employees to these departments. Second is employee module. In this module, employee creates citizen profile and do required things for citizens, and at last employee will upload the finished product or file to citizens login. Third is citizens module. In this, citizen can track file, edit user profile, can download that file, can write remarks, and can also write complaints to us. Now functional requirement part. First is login, which include authentication, password reset, logout, registration of page, etc. Second is file details. It includes employee details, which include employee personal details, upload files, file details, status, etc. Third is user details, which includes user details, file name, details of file, employee details. Fourth, admin details, which includes reset password and have access to whole system including creating department and add employees to their department. Fifth, database backup. Sixth, filtered search. Seventh, database restore. Eighth, report. File track report, pending file report, rejected file report. Now, non-functional requirements. Our website is available 24 into 7. More people can access at a single time. Password is more secured in our database. Now, software interface. Database server we have used is XAMPP. Database tools we have used is NetBeans, PHPMyAdmin, Visio Dia or Draw.io and Microsoft Word. And video tools we have used is Camtasia Studio and Microsoft PowerPoint. Hardware interface. Hardware Pentium based computer with a minimum of P4 RAM memory. Computer should have minimum of 512 MB of RAM memory. Hard disk minimum 1 GB space required. Product function. Our product is a web application that manages all the file movement from one desk to another one and helps them in managing the flow of files effectively and efficiently. We also provide security, that is login and logout. Department can update, upload files and its details. User can track his or her file. Example, at present stage, where is his or her file, basically who is handling his or her file, and check status of file. System also provide information about the completing the process. Following are the assumptions which can be understood clearly before working on file tracking system. File tracking system deals only with electronic movement of file from one desk to another. Physical file must be sent to next authority simultaneously in order to track file on real time. System will not show the correct status of file if entry does not make on any desk. This is our deployment diagram, and references which we have used is Wikipedia, some of YouTube's references, and also tutorials, point references, and DJBTF's references. Thank you guys, and now Indu will continue.
Hello, I'm Indu Agarwal. Let us see use case diagram of file tracking system. There are three actors: administrator, employee and citizen. First of all, there is registration module. It is used by administrator to register employee and also by employees to register citizen in the system. Second is login module. It is used by all three actors for login in our system. Another is department handling, which is handled by administrator. Administrator can create or destroy departments and also add or delete employees. Next comes file transfer module. In this module, employee can transfer file from one department to another department. Last one is select file module, which is part of file transfer module. In this module, citizen can view file, check status and download file. Now let us see use case description of department handling. In this module, administrator handles department and also employees details. Primary actor is administrator. Basic flow: administrator will create department, then he will assign employees to the respective departments, and finally file can be transferred from one department to another department. If If there occurs any problem while transferring the file, then employees will report to technical department. Precondition is employee must be registered. Post condition is database must be updated. Next is file transfer module. In this module, employee can transfer file from one department to another department. Primary actor is employee, secondary actor is citizen and administrator. File transfer extends select file module. Basic flow is employee can transfer file from one department to another department. Employee can download file, view status, update file. If in any case file transfer is interrupted, then employee can resend file or transfer file physically. If there is interruption in downloading, then they can transfer file physically or request to re-upload. If employee can't see status or update file, then request to technical department. Precondition is file must be completed and every file must contain the details of the citizen. Post condition is employee must create backup and extension are process download and process report.
Hello friends, my name is Kusha. I am explaining the activity diagram. Select file activity diagram. There is one main activity file details in this, and there are three activities more: view file, check status, download file. View file activity user can view the file online but cannot download it. Check status user can check the status of the file that the file is completed or not, and which employee is handling this file. Download file the user can download that file to his or her computer and view easily, but can select only one activity at a time. Next, file transfer. This diagram is done by swim lanes. Employee and department are the two swim lanes. In employee swim lane, the first activity is send file. If send file is successful, then we go to the department swim lane to check the availability of the file, and if the file send is unsuccessful, then the employee will send it again. You can download file, view file and update file. Further, I will hand over to Kaushal Gosalia.
Good morning friends, my name is Kaushal Gosalia. My ID is 60. I will explain the sequence diagram, class diagram, analysis class diagram and object constraint language. First of all, I will explain the sequence diagram. First of all, select the file. In the actor, have employee, boundary is the file list, controller is file controller and database. Employee have first of all select the file and the file to the file boundary. File boundary have file request to the file controller and the file controller to have checking the file and the file available to the database. If the file is not available, to have file not available message to send to the file list. If the file is available, to the return the file and the file available to the file boundary, controller to the boundary and file boundary to the file so to the employee. In this, alt means the alternative condition. If the condition is if the file is positive, reply to the show the file and the negative reply to a file not available. Next, I will explain the file transfer. File transfer have actor is the employee, file transfer boundary, file manager controller, database and boundary report, and citizen is the actor. Employee have first of all select the file and send to the file, and the file controller have validate check if the file is valid to successfully transferred and the file is not successfully to the unsuccessful transfer. File transfer to the store the file in the database and the create the report to send back to the report boundary and get acknowledgement of the citizen and destroy the database link. Next we have show the class diagram to the select file. If the user have a user ID, attribute, username and select the file is a function and the database, file controller and file list is a boundary. If the user have select the file to have go to the file list, the number of file to have list request file is the sending to the file controller and the file controller if to have connect to the verify to the database. If the user retrieve the data in the database and the file if the available to have sent back to the file list and the file list have got to the request back to the user. And this next to have explain the file transfer. In the file transfer have two actors, employee and citizen. In this database, the controller is a file manager, file transfer and report is the class. In the employee to have an employee ID, employee name and upload link to the file. File have request to the transfer to the file transfer boundary. Then file transfer to have managed to the file controller and file controller to have retrieve the file details into the file database and retrieve to the file control manager and file manager to have back to the file transfer and the file transfer to send back to the employee. If the citizen have viewed the report, to have request to the report view and the report view have to create a report in the manager, control file manager and file manager send back to the database. In this database we retrieve the data file data to have file manager and file manager have retrieve back to the report and report to have sent back to the citizen. Next we have show the analysis class diagram in this file tracking system. In the file tracking system have a user have a generalized to the three factors admin, employee and citizen. Admin have all the system to have managed this, employee and citizen to have actor in this analytic class diagram. First of all, admin, employee and citizen first of all to have register in the registration and then registration have done to have first they have to go to the login page. In this login page we have enter the user ID and password. They have if the verify request to the database and they if the correct user ID and password they have to open it. And then first of all we have solved the administration part. Administration part have to have create the department and create the employee. In the admin to have one or more department to create it and next if the admin have also created the employee. In the one department have one or more employee. In the one employee have one manager, one employer under have 20 employee and admin to have also handle all the system. Employee have first of all create the file to have request to manage the file controller, file manager have request to the file and the file to have create file ID, file name, issue, date and request the file. Then back if the employee have create the customer. In the citizen have not to have create owner registration but they have also go to the employee and employee have also create the citizen registration and the file if the employee have generate the report to have send to manage the file manager and file manager have generate report method to have send to the report and report have to create the report and send back to the file manager and file manager to send back to employee. In the citizen have request to the file manager and file manager generates the report. And the file manager have also fetched the data in the file manager file table, and the file table have written the file detail method to have all the detail about the file to have transferred to the file manager, and file manager to have sent to the report table. Report table have created the report and sent back to the file manager, and file manager also sent back to the citizen. In this whole system to have very useful in the government department and the private sector, in the all the private industry to have used in the many departments and transfer the file in many times. And next we have see the OCL, object constraint language. First of all, we have see object constraint language. First, employee can handle up to five customer. In the one employee, only a five customer handle at a time. On context employee, invariant self handle and size less than equal to 5. If the customer have more than 5, they have not handled and the next employee to have handled this employee. Second one, department can contain up to 20 employee and contains employee invariant self contain size less than is equal to 20. In the particular department, only one employee handle only one employee, 20 employees, and the file must be in doc format. Context file invariant self type is equal to doc. If the file is not document format, they have not to upload it. Fourth one, file should not exceed 20 MB. Context file invariant self dot size less than equal to 20 MB. If the file is more than 20 MB, they have not to store in the not to upload it. Fifth one, employee can have file checking maximum 5 days. In the any employee to have received the any file, they have complete all the detail, update the detail within 5 days. Context file invariant self dot issue date plus 5 is less than is equal to a transfer file. Password size is maximum 20 character. Context login invariant self user password dot length less than equal to 20. In the login password to have maximum 20 character, not more than the 20 character. If the 20 character or more, the password is 20 greater than 20, they have not accept in our system. Last one is employee age more than 18. In the employee have registration, they have not less than 80. If the less than 80, they have not select and reject. In the context company invariant self-employed arrow reject age greater than equal to 80 is empty. Thank you. And next represent Gopal contractor. Thank you.
Hello friends, my name is Gopal Contractor. I am explaining state diagram. This is a registration state diagram. In this, there is two diagrams showing two processes. First, registration process is for employee and admin. Second registration process is for citizen. As citizen cannot register himself, employee will register the citizen and then citizen have access to our system. First diagram, we have moving from ideal state to the state fill form. In this state, employee or admin fill the registration form. Now we are moving towards invalidation part. In this, whatever we have written in going to validate through system, and if there is some error we have to fill that details again correctly. Now we are moving towards next state, add user. In this state in this state, the user is being added to the database. Now we are moving towards the last state, is confirmation. In this state, we are send the confirmation to the user that you are now the part of our system, and then process end. Now second diagram. Second diagram is for registration of citizen, which is done by employee. It is the same as employee first diagram. This is file transfer state diagram. In this diagram, we are moving from ideal state to select file. Now we are moving towards a validation part. In this file is being validated means this file is which employee is selected is there in the database or not. Then we are moving towards a state of send the file to another department. In this state, employee send the file to another department's employee and then process end. Now the next part is explained by Khush Shah.
Hello friends, myself Kusha. I am explaining you the package diagram. In this packet diagram, there are three main packets: administrator packet, user packet, and file packet. Administrator packet includes department and admin classes. Admin can create one or more departments. User package. User package includes three classes: user, employee, and citizen. User is generalized into employee, citizen, and admin. Admin can add one or many employees in one department. Manager manages up to 20 employees. Employee of one department can transfer file to another department employee. Third packet, file packet. It contains two classes: file manager and file. One file manager can create one or more file. File manager generates one or more report. Citizen request or report to file manager. Employee request to create file to file manager. File manager will create file and then send that file to the employee. Further, will explain by Gopal.
Hello friends, my name is Gopal Contractor. I am explaining a design pattern. File tracking system is abstract factory pattern. In our system, we will bisecting a large amount of data into small module and then create the objects. Say for example, citizen will come to the company department. Employee create a citizen account. File department create a file and then transfer it to the analysis department. Analysis department is to check this file, and if any suggestion, this then report it and then transfer to correction department. Correction department has to create the file and then transfer analysis department, and this department to correct it and finalize the file. Department has file transfer function, its abstract method, and then all the department to implement this method to different way and transfer this file. This is an example of different department: file create department, file analysis department, and file correction department. Thank you. Hello friends, my name is Gopal Contractor. This is the employee main page which comes after login into the system. Here we have provided the facility of file upload By clicking on the button, we are going to the next page where we can upload a file. Here is a two button. First, file button, which fetch the file from the computer. Second is a submit button, which upload a file into the database. There is this page is file upload page, where we can upload a file, and by default file we store in the temp folder. If you want to change the path, you can change it. Here is the file get authenticated, means it check the username and password, that who is accessing the file. Now file which we have uploaded previously in stored, it is stored in a file path, and file path destination is stored in path, which is static now. We will make it dynamically later on. The file output stream object have help us to store a file into the database. Now I am showing you the implementation part. This is the main page of employee. This is the main page of the employee, which employee can access after he or she login into the system. On this page, he or she can upload a file and select, and this file contains the detail of citizen and work that he or she requested us to do. Here you can browse a file and select the file which will store into the database. Now we are going to the database, and here you can see that there is no data in a file details currently. Now I am pressing OK button, and again we are going to database, and you can see here that file is uploaded.